What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Backpacking Podcast. As always, John Kelly here with Jeremiah Stringer, the king of Kentucky backpacking and the man who's got to get that beard grown back out because people, it's too short.
It's on its way.
It's so short. It's so
I
short.
did trim it up because I got a haircut. I got that clean fade.
Yeah.
And done it in preparation for my Sitsy Wilderness trip.
Oh, yeah. Which we heard was a good trip. We got to hear about that last week. So that was good. I say last week, it was like 2 hours ago because this is the third episode that we have recorded.
Yeah, if that's
today.
Okay.
We are currently at the Monos Coffee Crafters in Nicholasville, Kentucky, which is just south of Lexington, here in central Kentucky, the beautiful bluegrass state, which we both live in.
Yes, and we just got back from took a little lunch break. What did you order for tacos?
Oh, we went to this place called Condado's,
Uh-huh.
and we had brisket tacos, and I can't remember what the other one was, like something
Was
blue.
it a Korean?
No,
Oh,
we didn't do the Korean one. We did the...
it was a little spicy. It had a soft shell with a hard shell inside it, and that was a little bit confusing. But, you know, I was like, even though this is more calories, this is holding us very well. It's like it didn't fall apart as you ate it.
And it's delicious.
Yes.
That's the best part of it all.
It was great, but that's not what we're here to talk about today.
No,
This is the Backpacking Podcast, and, you know, we were just sitting here, and we're talking about injuries on trail, avoiding injuries on trail, and somehow, you don't want to be this guy. Somehow, there's always somebody that's always injured. Every trip you go on.
Yeah, I've gotten injured. We were talking in the last couple of years. I've gotten injured 3 times. 3 times. One was a really bad one to my knee.
Yeah, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, that one was in the River Gorge. I think I might have talked about it on the show.
Oh, is this where you hopped down?
Yeah, jumped down off that boulder,
Oh,
and my knee decided the bottom half of my leg was going to go one way, and the top decided to go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That put you out for a while, too.
Grayson Highlands. When I went there, I tweaked my back.
What
I don't know if
do
it's
you
really an injury as much as it just, by the time we got to our campsite, I had done something to my lower back.
Think
It was
it's
not
overuse?
good. It was not good. I don't know. I maybe twisted somewhere when I shouldn't have. I don't know. But I remember that night, like, really having jacked my back up somehow. And then the other one, injuries. I guess...
Thought you said you had 3.
Yeah, 3. I guess one of them was an injury. It was my back again. That was a few months ago when I was in the gorge. I did something in my back, but it wasn't terrible, and we still ended up doing our hike and all that stuff. And then when I was with Taylor, Southern Hike, when we were down in Linville Gorge, he watched my ankle twist in ways that ankles aren't supposed to twist. I mean, it was fine. He had been up since 3 o'clock in the morning and was exhausted, and we were gonna hike up to the top of another mountain, and he didn't seem real heartbroken at the fact we were gonna do that. So
Get some camp top in, dude.
oh yeah, we had just gone to the Chimneys, and if you've ever been to Linville Gorge and been to the Chimneys, it's just beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd been on Short Toff Mountain the day before that, and so. There had been views. I mean, it wasn't like we weren't hurting for views at that point.
Sure.
So we decided to go to camp and chill out and hang out and get to know each other better because that was my first time camping with Taylor.
His channel name is Southern Hike. I wonder why he made it hike instead of hikes. Southern Hike.
Because he likes to take a southern hike. Maybe.
I'm going to ask him. He's supposed to be on their South Dakota trip.
Oh, yeah?
I felt so bad, dude. It was actually his idea to fly into Denver and drive from Denver to wherever we're going.
He's going to go west of South Dakota and drive back?
I think he's a Georgia
He's
guy,
in Georgia,
right?
so he's going to fly west
Atlanta,
of South?
I assume, and then
Fly to Denver?
Fly to Denver, and then drive north. But you got to think, dude, whenever, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but whenever we were looking at the flights, you're looking at like 14 hours of travel time because multiple stops, multiple layovers, and the tickets were like $1,200 for one ticket. You know, that's before you pay for picking a seat, before you pay to check a bag.
I'm flying to Honduras on Saturday. That ticket was $1,300.
Yeah, that's
to fly
average.
to Honduras. That was out of the country.
Yeah, that's average. But
and it was more expensive to go to South Dakota.
Yeah, from Cincinnati or Knoxville or
than to
Louisville.
go to Honduras.
Yeah, shouldn't be that way.
That's crazy.
Well, you know how it is, man.
Yeah.
Everything's expensive, but it was his idea, and he is such a sweetheart, man.
He's awesome.
He's such a sweetheart. And his idea, he texted Jason, and he's like, hey, you know, seeing that you all are trying to make it, but you might be, I think he heard it on the podcast, actually, because we were talking about it. Were we not on a live stream?
Oh, yeah, we were talking on a live stream. Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I know that you are wanting to go, but the flights are so expensive. And he's like, I had to shop around a lot too and make some changes and get a rental and stuff. And he's like, if y'all want, you could ride with me from Denver to up there. But he is a beast, dude. Like I was talking to you at lunch about how he will drive. He'll get up at like 2 a.m. and drive for 8 hours and then hike that same day and hike like 10 miles.
Yep.
I just can't do it, man. That's a young man's game.
Well, he's about to be a dad. He's going to get old real fast.
Yeah,
his
I
wife
guess so.
is very pregnant.
Yeah. I said before, me and him and our wives were all supposed to go take a trip, but as soon as I found out she's pregnant, I was like, it's going to be a while. It's going to
be a minute. Yeah.
We'll still try to make it happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, well, yes, that is a great idea. And I talked to Jason too. I was like, let's ride with him. We can all ride in the car. But then he said his flight wasn't getting in until like around 10 or midnight or something like that, local time.
And then driving straight from there?
Driving there. I think that's right. And I think he had an Airbnb for the way back. And I was like, we're going to spend basically almost 2 extra days than he is because of the travel time. Like, I would rather fly in the day before, as we talked before, and hike.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's a good guy. I'm going to ask him on the trip about the southern hike.
Yeah, it was funny because he was walking behind me. This is the dumbest injury on the planet. Since we're talking about
this. Wait, hold on just a second. Let me say one more thing.
Yes.
The reason I feel bad is because it's his idea, and now we're not riding with him. I don't think I said that.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay.
Okay.
Is he mad at you?
We'll find out.
If he doesn't talk to you that whole hike, you know he's mad at you. Okay, so
yeah, what happened with this thing?
He and I went up to the chimneys, and if you've hiked in Linville Gorge, there's a lot of rocks. I mean, you're hiking over rocks all the time. You've been there, so you know what it's like. And Linville Gorge is one of those places. It's not the easiest place to hike. Like, what would normally be like, I think we talked in the last episode, the average hike is like 2 miles an hour. You're usually guaranteed you're going to be about 2 miles an hour. You can usually budget for that just about anywhere you go, typically.
Did you go slower than that on the Linville? There's a lot of scrambling and stuff, too.
A lot of switch. Well, I was telling you the first mile when I got there the day before was like 1,500 feet of elevation in the first mile. Yeah. And so it was like just up.
I think we parked on top of the mountain that you hiked up. I'm pretty sure.
There's a good chance you might have. I don't know. I just know it was a huge climb to start with. I've actually got the Strava elevation thing for it, the elevation profile. It's hilarious. It's just this.
Straight up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I did that when I first got there and hiked up, and it was all the rocks and all that stuff. Well, then I drove out to the parking lot that's between Table Rock and the Chimneys and waited for him there, and we hooked up and hiked out to the Chimneys. And we decided what we'll do is we'll just grab a water bottle and we'll just leave the packs at the truck. There's no sense in carrying those out there because we're not hiking out there to camp. We're going to hike back and then go up to Table Rock. And
I love doing that.
You know, that thing. So we were like, let's just not wear ourselves out. So we got our stuff and we hiked out the Chimneys and did some rock scrambling and stuff while we were out there and checked out some cool spots and locations.
How awesome.
Saw amazing views,
Those
man.
Chimneys? Dude.
It's beautiful, man.
Awesome. Did they have part of it closed due to the bird nesting and all that?
No, nothing that we were at was closed.
When we were there, they had, I think, 1 or 2 of them closed.
Now, there were 2 campsites that were closed due to bear activity.
No way.
Well, they weren't closed. It was just highly suggested you don't camp there.
Yeah, you see a
Funny
lot of bear scat.
Syntax 77, he was there like a week or 2 after us.
I saw him.
And he hiked through the same area where I was.
Just missed him.
Yeah, just missed him by a week. If he'd come before, he wouldn't have had to pay for a permit either. If you get there before May, there's no permits.
I don't remember when we were there.
It's free.
You definitely are supposed to have a permit.
Yes, it's November to May.
Get the off season.
November through the end of April, I think, is the off season, and you don't have to pay anything for permits.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I wonder what they spend the money on for those permits.
I don't know.
Hopefully maintaining the area because that's what I want it to go to.
Well, it's beautiful. I'll say that. It's beautiful. So anyway, we're hiking. We hike out to the Chimneys, and we're on our way back. And on the way back, we go through all the rocky areas and all that, and then we get to this nice area right before you get to the parking lot. Maybe a quarter of a mile before the parking lot, a half a mile before the parking lot, something like that. And the trail just becomes perfect. it's a perfect manicure. There's no rocks and all that.
Yeah.
Somehow my right foot found the only rock that was on that trail, and my foot just went right underneath my leg, and Taylor thought I might have broken my leg when he saw it or something. He said it looked really bad. It looked really bad, and it did hurt. I mean, we ended up not doing table rock, but a lot of that wasn't just because of my ankle. He was also pretty tired.
Yeah, I'd say.
And so we just decided we'd hang out at camp. But I remember doing that, and at first I was fine. I mean, you twist your ankles all the times when you hike.
Yeah.
Like, that's just part of it. And
you walk it off.
Yeah, and the more you hike, the more your ankles kind of get flexible, I believe. I mean, I don't know if that's scientific. I don't know if there's science to back that up.
I don't know, but it seems like it.
It seems like it.
Seems like you loosen up. You get a little more pliable.
Yeah, your ligaments are a little bit more on the stretchy side.
A little forgiving.
Yeah, and so it's not as bad. I think if somebody who didn't hike much had done what I did, it probably would have screwed their ankle up bad.
Could be.
But like when I woke up the next day, I felt fine. But it was sore that night, but I got over it.
So whenever you, I've done that before and had to like stick my ankle in. Water's a little bit in short supply on the ridge.
There was no water
gorge.
where we were. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're down low, what I've done after rolling my ankle is ice it, but you don't have ice, so you're trying to be resourceful.
Right.
So
sometimes if there's a stream or a creek or something, you can just stick your ankle down in that.
Yeah, great for contaminating the water source. Also great for curing your.
Every deer that steps in there has far dirtier feet than you do. I always laugh at. Okay, can I just share a pet peeve of mine?
Sure.
I mean, it's our podcast, right? I can talk about whatever I want.
This will leave no trace, pet peeve? I hope so.
Cheers.
John's about to get so controversial. I don't think you're supposed to cheers with water, man. That's bad luck.
Putting your foot in water does not contaminate water the way people think it does.
Yeah? Explain.
Well, for one, the water is constantly running.
Yep.
And there are thousands upon thousands of gallons of water running through that.
What are you trying to say?
Your feet being in there and the slight amount of dirt that is on your feet or whatever's on your feet is not contaminating anything.
Okay.
Within 15 minutes, that's gone.
Poof.
And it's also spread out among thousands of gallons of water. So guess what? You're fine.
It's highly diluted. What about me crossing streams?
We do it all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
But then we don't call that contaminating the water.
What about icing your foot in the water?
Oh, you're contaminating the water. You're killing everybody.
Okay, I got another one.
But you see why I always laugh at that one because it's always like, why are you sitting in the water? You're contaminated. Hold up. You walked through that stream like up there. Like
yeah, you just crossed
2 hours ago, and now you're drinking the water downstream from where you walked across.
Right where that moose poop was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's okay.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Let's get your take on this.
Oh, I'm ready.
Cleaning, let's say without soap, even biodegradable soap.
Yeah.
Clean your dishes in a stream.
I'm okay with it.
What if you had a little bit of mac and cheese still in the bottom of your cook pot and you're cleaning it out at the stream?
I think everybody needs to chill out.
I love this, man.
I mean, I'm not trying to, like, it's not like you're pouring a bowl of it into the, you know what I mean? Like,
I have.
Here's the thing. Here's what people don't realize. Raccoons, squirrels, chipmunks, deer, bears, they are peeing and pooping in that water all the time. Your piece of macaroni is way less contaminating than their feces. And like, and you know what I'm saying though? Like,
oh yeah, common sense.
Everybody just gets so caught up in things. I get it now. If you're putting like, I don't know, things that have chemicals in it, now that's different. Yeah. I'm not cool with chemicals.
Or highly trafficked areas. Like if everybody is all around one water source, maybe it's like a super popular campsite on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea for everybody to clean their dishes there because it attracts animals.
Right.
But if you're in the middle of a wilderness area and it's an obscure stream and there's not thousands of people hiking that trail all the time, there's probably going to be like a crayfish that eats your mac and cheese.
Oh.
Or a fish.
And you know what he's going to be like? He's going to be like, dang, I don't know who put that in the water, but thank you.
When we were eating lunch, there was a bird that flew onto the patio whenever you went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And somebody had dropped a chip. I watched that little bird eat the whole chip.
Oh,
he was in heaven.
And he was loving his life.
I love deep fried potato chips.
Okay, so we're into hot takes. Let's talk about something that's going on right now.
Oh, hot takes.
We haven't talked about this yet.
We haven't done hot takes in a while.
I know we haven't. But this is something that's going on right now in the world of backpacking and camping. And it could be put into federal law.
What is it?
and it's the potential for making doing the deuce in the backcountry illegal unless you use a wag bag.
Everywhere.
I
don't think that.
Now you know why this is. Have you heard the studies on this? Because it's legit. I mean, here's the thing. I read a lot of articles on this because I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. I mean, let's just shoot straight. Who wants to carry a bag around that has your own feces in it, right?
Weird people love doing that.
Nobody's really thinking to themselves, man, this is awesome.
Even the people that do it don't want to carry the feces,
right?
Even though it's not that big of a deal,
right? But here's the thing. They've done some research on some of these really, especially the heavy trafficked areas. And what they found is that the water supplies are becoming highly contaminated because humans don't eat all natural food.
No, a bunch of processed food.
Processed stuff that has chemicals. That's why I was talking about chemicals earlier.
Contaminates the watershed.
And it contaminates the ground. Like it's killing plant life. It's contaminating water supplies. There are places out in California, apparently, like they had to go to that because you couldn't go anywhere without there being like feces in the ground. And places like the River Gorge right now, they're getting highly trafficked now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pooping going on though.
Not yet.
No.
That's the thing. It's like it's not yet. So the question is, now I know what Jason would say. If Mr. Backpacking with Jason was here.
Are you about to put words into his mouth?
I'm not going to put words in his mouth.
All right. What would he say?
Because he's already said it.
Okay.
I'm not pooping in a bag.
No, he's not going anywhere that you had to poop in a bag.
Yeah, he's told us he won't even, like we were going to go to Utah. We all talked about going to Utah. And he said, I'm not going if I have to poop in a bag.
Yeah.
That was the only reason he wouldn't go. The only reason. So here's the thing. And these people are probably in the coffee shop right now. Why are they talking about this?
Oh, that's okay.
But here's the thing. Like, is it worth it if it means the places that we love to go are protected because we're doing it?
Yes. I just think that doing a blanket law for everybody everywhere.
Now, it would only be in like state forests and state parks. I mean, or national forests and national parks. That's the only place where the government could actually say you can't do it. Would be in those places.
National forest, national parks, but not state.
States would have to make their own laws.
Okay. So I err on the side of a blanket rule for everybody everywhere. And I know you're not saying everybody everywhere. You're saying every national forest,
except for killing
park.
People. That should be a blanket rule everywhere.
Well, I said most of the time.
Yes,
I err on the side of. But
or wearing Christian Laettner jerseys from
Christian
Duke.
Laettner.
That should be a national law, right?
Yeah, those should be banned.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay,
Definitely.
Keep going.
I think typically it's a bad idea. And most of the time, it has to be done on not a case by case basis, but a case by case in the sense of each geographical location needs its own rules. Because what works in California, or maybe let's say, for example, what works the first, we'll say 20 miles of the Appalachian Trail, okay?
Right.
You're talking about a beat up area, overran at the shelters.
Well, they shut down Max Patch. You're not even allowed to camp at Max Patch anymore because it got so destroyed.
Yeah. High traffic areas.
Yeah.
Those rules that need to be applied there, or like, for example, in the Smokies, you have to like reserve your campsites and you have to sleep in the shelters if you're on the AT, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So those rules might work great there, or they might work terrible. Some of the rules are bad.
Yeah.
They need to be changed. Well, applying that to everybody, everywhere in the States doesn't sound most of the time like a good idea, in my opinion. But it could be a good idea for some.
Let me ask you this, because this was what was posed in one of the articles I wrote.
Okay.
They said sometimes what we do is we wait and we react instead of being proactive.
Yeah.
So we wait until it's already bad, and then we make the laws.
Yeah.
And the problem is out west, they're starting to put these things into effect, but it's already too late.
Maybe not too late.
The ground is already destroyed. The watersheds are already destroyed. Everything's just disgusting now. And it's going to be 100 years before it's repaired because of the way human people don't realize this. Human feces does not break down like animal feces.
Oh, I
animals
didn't know
that live in the woods, because they eat all natural foods and all that kind of stuff, it breaks down much quicker. But because of the artificial crap that we all put in our bodies, it doesn't break down the same.
Speak for yourself, John. I'm all organic.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
All gluten free.
Yeah, just after we got that frozen custard that we just ate over it.
Hey, bro.
That was good, though.
I'm trying to hold a certain public perspective here.
Yeah. he eats custard. It's no big deal.
That custard was delicious, by the way. I got a single serving of chocolate in a cup.
It was delicious.
I wanted it in an ice cream cone, but it wasn't ice cream.
And I got the chocolate churro shake.
Oh, yeah, that looked really good.
It's really
Whipped cream on top.
It's really good. Little cinnamon churro pieces in it.
Yes.
So good. Anyways, so because of is it wise to say, well, let's not do it because we don't have that problem here, or is it wise to say we don't want that problem here, so let's be proactive and not allow the environment to get destroyed?
It's got to be a balancing act.
Yeah.
I mean, some places, it doesn't matter if you do that rule or not. You never say never, but I am here. Never going to happen. So very low probability that most areas of Daniel Boone National Forest in Kentucky are going to be so pooped in that it's going to contaminate the area, because the population density of the area is just not very high.
The Appalachian Trail is a perfect example of it. It's an overcrowded trail to begin with. They're just literally, I mean, even when I was in Grayson Highlands, there were hundreds of people just in this one campground area. You know, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people. And, I mean, there was a privy there, but not every place in the Appalachian Trail has privies. So you've got a lot of places where there are no privies. And I've talked to people who've done the Appalachian Trail, and they said it's nothing to go by a tree and think you can go there, and you dig, and you found somebody else's mess. And so then you go over a foot further, thinking, okay, it'll be okay here, and there's more. And you realize the entire tree is surrounded by this stuff.
Yeah.
And it could be 2 or 3 years old, and you don't know it because human feces don't break down.
I don't think it'd be 2 or 3 years old.
But you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from. It's like, at what point do we want to have our ground so saturated with this stuff? That's why I say, is it smart to wait until it's a problem or be proactive? So here's what I want everybody to do. This is homework for everybody.
What's the homework?
In our podcast community right now. I want everybody to send Jason, Mr. Backpacking with
Oh
Jason
my God,
Sir,
here we go again.
a message and ask him his opinion on whether or not wag bags should be put into effect as a law in the United States, in our national forests and national parks. And please, any of you who do that, if you go to anchor.com/backpackingpodcast, if you go there, you can leave us a voice message. I would love for you to leave us voice messages of what Jason responded with, because
that'd be funny.
I would love to know Jason's response to everybody, because he's probably not going to listen to this episode.
He probably is not going to respond to any of them, though. I don't know.
I hope he does.
He probably click delete.
If he does, but if he gets enough of them, he'll know what's going on, and he'll start responding.
Like,
he'll start responding. But I would like to hear his responses. If you guys will do that, that would be fantastic.
I think this is the first time we've ever said on air that they can leave messages. This can be scary. And you can do it at backpackingpodcast.com. That'll take you to
That'll take you straight to our podcast page.
Our Anchor platform.
And we've gotten some really cool messages from a few of you that have just said some really nice things. We appreciate that.
Dude, we got one message. We got our very first, like, it's basically a voicemail.
Yeah.
Right? But it's through that platform. We got this message. John, you texted me and you're like, hey, you should check us out. We got this mail on Anchor. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I went on my phone and I tried to check it, and like, it's not supported on mobile. So then I had to sit the rest of the day at work,
not knowing what it said.
Yeah, and then I finally got home and checked it out, and it's a lovely message. But until you had texted me, and I don't think that you had known either.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's like probably sent us an email notifying us.
We're two of the most uneducated podcasters on the face of the planet.
We just
we find stuff out like every week when we're doing this. Oh, we can do that?
Well, I thought it was really cool, man. Whenever we were able to do the video on Spotify.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit. So then everybody that's listening on Spotify can watch the video and don't have to go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best to keep it simple though. Like my mom, I was talking to her on the way up here, and she's like, I haven't watched you on the podcast lately, because I told her I was driving up here to record with you.
Yeah.
And she was like, I need to check that out. And I was like, well, Mom, we're not live streaming right now. It's pre-recorded episodes, and they come out every Wednesday. I was like, you can still watch them, though. She's like, well, how do I watch them? And I was like, I just got to keep it simple. Just tell her go to the YouTube page.
Yep.
Click on it, let it play. Because she's like me and you, apparently. We're not going to figure it out.
We got no clue. No clue. No clue on anything.
But that's okay.
But definitely leave a message and let us know what Jason says, because and we're not going to talk to him about it between now and then. So this doesn't come out for another couple weeks.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep our mouth shut just so we can see what you guys do. If you guys will berate him with messages, you can find him on Instagram, Backpacking with Jason on Instagram.
Or Facebook. He has a Facebook, Backpacking with Jason.
Yep. Or you can go to his YouTube channel and subscribe and hit that notification bell for him.
Yeah, and comment.
And leave a comment on his videos about it. Let's just try and get Jason's opinion on this, because I think it would be fascinating.
That would be a good opinion. I'm sure he's highly educated on the matter.
Yeah.
He's been pooping in the woods a long time. For
longer than you've been alive, probably.
50 years he's been
50 years he's been pooping. Well, he turned 75 this year. So
dude, so I was on this Sitsi Wilderness trip.
Yeah.
And it was me, Squid, and Crow, and every one of them Gen X. And Gen X is awesome.
I love Gen X.
Don't get me wrong. But I'm not Gen X, and I was surrounded by Gen X people, which are great people.
Well, at least they weren't boomers.
Now, they weren't boomers. But, dude, I was having the most hilarious time. So, most of the time, Squid says he don't really like listen to music around the campfire. And, like, that's a staple for me. Sometimes I like to just play a little music in the background, chill, talk to friends, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I was talking to him, and we were backpacking. And, you know, sometimes whenever you're backpacking, you and another person backpack together, and you just have a one-on-one conversation. You can really get to know them. Like, it's a very intimate environment, right?
Right.
So I'm talking to him, and I was like, so how do you listen to music on your phone? And I was like, you got Apple Music? I was going to send him a song or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I was like, oh, you're a Spotify guy, huh? He's like, no Spotify. I was like, oh, YouTube Music? You do YouTube Music? Because if you pay for premium on YouTube, no commercials, plus you get YouTube Music.
Right.
No. And I was like, how do you listen to music on trail? And he's like, I don't. And I was like, oh. So whenever I was asking them to play music around the campfire, he didn't have any music. And I was like, what kind of music you like? Wait a minute. Gen X. Let me see.
Pearl Jam.
You like Alice in Chains? Pearl Jam? Yeah. Like
Nirvana.
What do you like Black Sabbath? Dude,
Black Sabbath.
Anything, I don't know.
Black Sabbath's boomer, man. That's like the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, obviously I'm not from that generation. My generation has like Justin Bieber and Cardi B.
I'm not from that generation, bro.
So anyway, I was having a hilarious time because I kept bringing up, if you could be stereotypical, whatever the stereotypical Gen X person is, the things that they would like, I could name them off to them around the campfire. They'd be like, oh, yeah. I'd ask them what they thought about something. And, dude, I was dying. I was like, this needs to be the Gen X crew. Plus me. I didn't even know what to call it. The
Gen X and Jeremiah.
The Gen Xers and Jeremiah.
And Crow is a diehard Gen Xer.
He's got great taste in music, too.
Dude, he knows music.
He showed me the Lumineers the last trip we were on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is legit. That's not like Gen X thing, you know.
No, that's definitely millennial, yeah.
Yeah, great band, though. The folky.
Yeah. Here's the thing about him, though. Just get him singing.
He sings a lot.
He sings a lot, dude.
Man, what was he? I can't remember.
Let me ask you this. What do you think? What do you think Crow would think about the wag bags?
Well, he's an Alabama guy, but not to stereotype. But I feel like his opinion would be very similar to a Kentuckian. It's a little further south. I'm going to say it's a no-go on the
wag bag.
I'm going to say a hard no-go, I would say.
Maybe. I don't know. See, I'm really curious about it because I'm very... I'm more analytical than people think. Like I come off as just kind of goofy, but I'm very analytical, and I really want to do this for a long time, like the backpacking stuff. And I don't want places shut down because they're gross now.
No, they had to start shutting them down like they did Max Patch.
Yeah, in Max Patch was more just because of trash.
Yeah, it's litter. It's not.
They just destroyed the area, you know. And hopefully in the next couple of years it'll open back up.
Well, it's only close to camping.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully they'll open it back up to camping in a few years.
Camping.
Yeah,
they definitely have to make some changes though. Otherwise, the same thing's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. But there are places that they're considering closing because the place is so contaminated and gross, and so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, so what's too far? When do we wait? When do we? I don't know.
I think that you had to be proactive, but I think that you, like I said before, had to be case by case because of the blanket statement thing. But you're right. You can't be reactive when it comes to that because then it's too late.
It's way too late. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not super environmentally conscious in general in the U.S., especially like on the industry side of things. Like, so I got quite a bit of negativity. I should have saw this coming around using Ziplocs. And apparently, I think it was Frozen a long time ago was talking about how he's using Ziplocs on through hike or cooking in a freezer quart-sized Ziploc bag.
Right.
Yeah, and I put that out in a video, and multiple people, like a number of them, were like, you're just being wasteful. It's people like you that's the problem. Like, you're creating pollution. And I don't respond to that kind of stuff because I'm like, your perspective is so far off. I mean, you are right. I guess I'm contributing to the problem every time I use something that is not immediately biodegradable, takes a long time to break down, and creates pollution. Like every time I drive somewhere, all the time, I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
Not to shed my part of the responsibility, but, and I know you could throw everything away from everything before the word but.
Right.
But industries, like you're talking about me and all the other people. I know we're the ones driving the industry, but like the industry side of making stuff pollutes so much more than I could ever help prevent by recycling. Like even my recycling, we talked about this multiple times. I can set it out at the curb and they pick it up and everything, but like 75% of that is going to go into a landfill, and the percent that's purchased by companies and used as recyclables and made into a new product is very minuscule. And when you put that into the perspective, like you compare it to how much like waste that one factory is going to make in a month, it's like more waste than I'm going to have in my entire life.
I was actually reading. It's funny we're talking about this.
Hot take.
Hot take. The other day I was reading on an article that popped up on my phone. There are some environmentalists who are saying that the landfills are actually better than some of the recycling places.
Really?
Because of the toxins that go into the air from the recycling places. And also the carbon footprint, because they run 24/7. They never stop running. So it's just constant. They never stop running. And apparently that's, for the environment, could actually be worse than landfills.
Well, let's be honest, man. Money makes it turn. So at the end of the day, unless there's money in making the environment better, it's hard to change people's mind.
That's unfortunately true.
That's the reality of like life. I mean,
well,
that's
and
just
they're
the way
saying
it is.
that like some things that they talked about recycling for years, they've quit doing.
What?
Because it costs more to recycle it than it does just get rid of it.
What about the environmental impact of like, even if it costs more, if it's worth it?
Well, I mean, like even like they were talking about paper and recycling paper products and things like that, and they're just not doing it as much as they used to because it wasn't really as effective as they had hoped.
Yeah, plastic's so cheap, but doesn't plastic come from petroleum base?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to mine petroleum in order to make those things.
Yep. Isn't it crazy, like all the stuff?
All stuff from oil.
All the stuff from oil.
Yeah.
It's not just gas.
Yeah, my vehicle runs on it, but so does like, I mean, we use this plastic for everything, dude.
The headphones we're wearing, there's plastic on this mic stand, and
glasses frame.
The foam that this is made out of.
All this stuff.
All this stuff is plastic, man.
Yeah, we as humans.
So we're just a bunch of walking hypocrites is what we are.
Yeah, I guess we should advocate for change, but be the change that you want.
There you go. There you go. It's been fun talking about hot takes today because we don't do that often.
No, we could also call this Complain for 30 minutes.
Complain, old men. Be old men for 30 minutes. I actually am an old man. You're not.
Back in my day,
we didn't do that. We walked uphill to school both ways in 3 feet of snow.
That's right. Year round.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Well, seriously, folks, please please send your message to Jason. I can't ask you enough to please do that. And if you're new to the channel, his name is Jason Waugh. His channel is Backpacking with Jason on YouTube. He is on Instagram, Backpacking with Jason also. And just as it sounds, Backpacking with Jason. Send him messages, all kinds of messages,
comments.
But also make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell on his channel, because we would love to see his channel double in size because of this conversation right now.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that happen.
He wouldn't be as angry at us if you all would subscribe to his channel.
Yeah.
Before talking about the white bags.
Maybe watch his channel, and if you like it,
and just say,
subscribe.
New subscriber here.
Yeah.
What do you think about wag bags?
I was sitting here about wag bags. Can you give me your opinion?
That would be fantastic.
That's funny, dude.
So, hey, thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Backpacking Podcast. This is our last coffee shop episode.
Yeah.
We will be doing some more episodes here in the next few weeks, and summer's kicking in right now, and we're getting ready for some fun this summer.
Yeah,
Hope you guys are too.
A lot of trips.
Hope you guys are too. So get out there, enjoy the woods, and until next time, we'll catch you on the next go around.
Yeah, adios, folks.